Okay, welcome everyone to the February 6, 2023 Village of Lansing Board of Trustees meeting. I will start the meeting by calling our roll. Carolyn?
Here.
Susan?
Present.
Pat?
Here.
And Ronnie's here too. So everyone here is here who is currently in office. And I see that we have a public tonight. Is there any public comment tonight? No? Okay, if you would introduce yourself, please, just to let us know.
Andrew Sullivan, It's a Good Time, Stinger Leaks.
Welcome, Andrew. Okay, no other public comment. I will move that we close.
I'll second.
Seconded by Pat. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
This public comment period is closed. Our next topic for tonight is to approve our January 12th, 2023 minutes, the draft minutes. Did everyone get a chance to look at those minutes? I did find one thing this afternoon, Jody. Kathy Yens, we spelled it with a K instead of a C. If you would just fix that. Everyone.
Isn't she on right now, too?
Oh, hi, Kathy.
Oh, should we put the screens on? You go on.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, so any other discussion or comments about the minutes? Okay, I will move that the draft January 12th, 2023 minutes be moved.
Second.
Susan seconds. All those in favor of approving minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, so those minutes are approved. Thank you, Jody.
I'm sorry, who seconded that?
Susan.
Okay.
Sorry. And our next order of business tonight is a pleasant one. I would like to recommend that we appoint Drew Riedel as the trustee to replace Jeff Dobbin. And Drew apologizes. He let us know that he applied for this position, that this would be one of the weeks that he would be away, that he had made plans before he volunteered for this. So Drew would be appointed to replace Jeff Dobbin in Jeff's seat through April of this year. He has to run per state law, village state law, he has to run for a one-year term to complete Jeff's term in our next election. So we will have 4 candidates this year. So I will move that we appoint Drew Riedel as trustee to replace Jeff Dobbin. I need a second.
I'll second.
Susan seconds. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of appointing Drew, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Drew, if you're watching this recording, you're on board. Thanks, everyone. Okay, our next order of business is to set the public hearing for our proposed local law A, which increases the village sewer rent. The sewer rent is actually codified within our law, and any change to the sewer rents have to be approved by the trustees as a change to that local law. And this year, the Cayuga Heights has raised their prices to $6 per 1,000 gallons of use for treatment of wastewater. As part of that increase, we increased our portion, the Village of Lansing's portion of that also, and we will be adding $1.51 for each 1,000 gallons of water, or a minimum charge of $7.55 for each individual multiple dwelling unit. The prior was $1.44 and $7.20, so it's a fairly insignificant increase, but it's an increase nonetheless. And this will be applied to individual residential units, and that rate will also be applied to owners of multiple residential units within the Village of Lansing. Did everyone have a chance to look at this amendment?
Yes.
I will move this amendment to set a public hearing, I'm sorry. The public hearing will be held 2 weeks from tonight, February 20th at 7.
We don't have a meeting, that's a holiday, March 6th.
Oh, no.
We do not have a meeting February 20th.
Nope,
President's
it's
Day.
President's Day.
Boy, I
Okay,
wasn't aware of.
write that down.
Okay, so it'd be March 6th. Okay, I will move that we set a public hearing on March 6th, Monday, March 6th, at 7:35 PM for the proposed local law A 2023, amendment to Village of Lansing Code Sewer Rents. I would need a second.
Second.
Is there any discussion about the public hearing? All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Thanks, Jody. Great. Okay, our next order of business is to set a public hearing for proposed local law B 2023, the amendment of the Village of Lansing Code zoning law to replace lighting commission with code zoning officer. Jody provided us a good description about why this happened. We no longer need to have a lighting commission. The changes will be made to our law so that the code and zoning officer can now review the proposed lighting plans during the process of special permits, et cetera. And we won't have to have a commission meeting that is outside of the planning board. And Mike's participation within the zoning process would let him review the lighting plans, and therefore also the planning board would review the lighting plans. And so the changes that were made to our code, which are shown in red in the packet from today, show you where that change was made. So I think it will simplify the overall process for lighting plan approval. So we will be setting a public hearing for, I guess, the same night, March 6th, at, we'll say 7:40 PM, but it will be after the first public hearing on March 6th. So I will move that we do that. I will move that we have a proposed public hearing meeting on Monday, March 6th for proposed local law B 2023, amendment of the Village of Lansing Code / zoning law to replace the lighting commission with code zoning officer. I will need a second.
I'll second.
Pat seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Okay, the next topic is to consider an escrow refund to the Tri-X. Make sure I get this right.
Arrowhead Triad.
The Arrowhead Tri-X Management Group LLC / Arrowhead in the amount of $37,586.46. I've talked with Mike Scott about this, and we discussed it at a prior meeting, that everything, all of the conditions that were placed upon this escrow have been taken care of, and there's no issue with issuing this refund to Eric or the Tri-X and Arrowhead at this time. So I will move that we refund, this is resolution number 6920, to authorize the clerk / treasurer to refund the escrow deposit made by Tri-X Management Group LLC / Arrowhead on 6/27/2013 in the amount of $37,586.46, which was for BJ's Planting on senior parcel under special permit number 2505. And I would need a second for that.
Second.
Second, is there any discussion, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor of passing this resolution to refund the escrow, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay, that passes. Okay, the next topic is to consider the 2023 Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium 2023 Amendment Resolution. That's what GTC MHIC stands for. Basically, what this is, they have to amend their memorandum of understanding It's a cooperative agreement, and anytime there's a change to this agreement per state law, because it's it's a corporation of insurance, a consortium for insurance, anytime there's a change to that agreement, all of the municipalities have to agree to it. And this time, the only thing that changed is they're added new members, and that's an ongoing thing. Every year, they seem to add new members from counties around Tompkins County, or organizations or municipalities that decide to participate in the fund. So the only change that I'm aware of is just that they listed the new members, but we still have to pass this, accept this and pass it as a resolution. So I will move that we pass resolution number 6921 to approve the 2023 amended municipal cooperative agreement for the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium and authorize the mayor to sign. I need a second.
Second.
You want to go through all the whereases? We should.
Okay, I will read the whereases. I'll read the whereases as part of our discussion. Whereas the Village of Lansing Municipality is a participant in the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium, a municipal cooperative organized under Article 47 of the New York Insurance Law, and whereas the municipal participants in the consortium have approved and executed a certain municipal cooperation agreement, the agreement, effective date of October 1st, 2010, and the 2023 amendment that it provides for the operation and governance of the consortium, and whereas the consortium's board of directors has recommended approval of the 2023 amended agreement, and whereas the municipal cooperative agreement requires that amendments to the agreement be presented to each participant for review and adopted by each municipal board. Resolved that the Village of Lansing Municipality approves and authorizes the chief executive officer to sign the 2023 amendment to the municipal cooperative agreement of the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium. Resolved further that the clerk of the Village of Lansing Municipality is hereby authorized to execute this resolution to indicate its approval, transmit a copy thereof to the Board of Directors of the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium, and take any other actions as may be required by law. Any other discussion, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of passing this resolution, say aye. Aye.
Second? First and second?
Second?
I did.
Okay.
I seconded.
Susan, second, before I started the whereas. Okay, thank you all. Okay, the next order of business is for me to assign the budget sections. Every year when we go through budget, we split our various sections of the budget areas, basically our funds, between our trustees. And we normally have a pair of trustees on each section so that we can get a perspective from two different trustees, working with staff members usually, to get information to help create the next fiscal year's budget. So for this year, I would like to propose that the water and sewer sections are handled by Pat O'Rourke and Susan Ainsley. And you'll work with Jody and John, and you might have to contact the Village of Cayuga Heights to see if there's anything unusual coming down the road, but normally it doesn't, but it might.
I do that.
You do that. What? You did it last year. You didn't tell me that. Okay, I contacted
I
you
wanted
too.
you to learn.
Okay. Jody does
Learn
that.
that Jody has everything in hand.
Jody does
I
it.
got it all together, but
Okay.
I'll let you guys learn.
Okay. Well, work with Jody and John
Thanks, Coach.
and the Village of Cayuga Heights through Jody on just getting our next year's numbers, and just try to be as accurate as you can. You're projecting usage, which should be pretty close to this year's. I don't see any major changes, but that'll be up to you to look at. Okay, and the DPW projects are what's called transportation. I would like to have Susan, I would also like to have you help with that a little bit.
Absolutely.
You and Drew. Drew, this will be a new one for Drew, but it will be a good
I'm just laughing at her, absolutely. It was so good. Would you like to go to the ice cream store and work with the DPW? Absolutely.
I like.
Hey, no, I get it.
Obviously, if you've got any questions, you can contact the staff. If you've got a question about my sanity, you can contact me, but we'll work with you and help you get through the numbers. You don't have to do it alone, but just do the best you can. And,
I'm coach.
We gotcha.
yeah, we will guide you through it, Susan.
I'll get it.
So what is that you're doing?
DPW.
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 And I'll tell you about what that means after I'm done.
All right, and for the staff, where we're interviewing the staff and getting their needs for this next year, that Carolyn, that would be you.
Okay.
And also for recreation, Carol and I will work on that. Since we're both on the Greenway Committee, we'll work with the Greenway Committee and get some new recommendations for the next budget. And basically look at current projects that are incomplete, future projects that might be needed for any of these areas. And just start collecting information, and if you find something you don't understand, contact the staff, contact us, the rest of the trustees, and we'll work through it. All of this information needs to be to Jody by February 24th. And if something happens where you can't get it to her, work it out with her, but the sooner that Jody has it, the sooner she can get it ready for us to really sit down and start discussing it. So, anything else I should add, Jody?
I have a staff question.
Okay.
Do you talk to the department heads or every single staff member?
You talk to every staff member. Well, it's kind of a mix. You might have to talk to individual staff, but typically.
No,
I just do all the guys, check all the guys.
Yeah.
Is the question.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll talk to them all.
Okay, and what about Natalie?
I give a letter to Jody with our estimated.
Yeah.
so what happens for all the professional stuff? I send them a letter and say, we're getting ready to do our budget. I mean, I've been working on budget for weeks now, so. And then John and I will meet and talk about, look, this hasn't been done, this has to be done. What are we gonna do? What's gonna encumber? What are you gonna do next year? So
Okay.
we pretty much work it through.
Okay,
We two meet up with you, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then possibly with John, or not with John.
About projects.
Yeah,
Yes.
that-
I can
set
help
up
you
a
with the
meeting
rates and
together.
consumption and billing for water and sewer. And then as far as projects, he would help you
Right.
with what he wants to do for projects.
Right.
So, and that would determine too, if we're gonna have to increase our water rate or not, or
Right.
so, yeah. Oh, this is so fun.
Oh, I can't wait.
It really
I love
is,
budget.
it is, really is one of the most interesting part of our jobs. I mean, we really get to see what we've done and what we're going to do. It's really, it's difficult in some ways, but it's rewarding in a lot of other ways. It's difficult for people who don't do it for as many years as Jody has, but Jody has done a great job in the past. She's helped us pull us through, and I suspect she'll do the same thing this year. But we'll have some good discussions, but do try to get everything to Jody by February 24th. And that would be a Friday, right? Friday, the 24th, okay. So just get started and raise any issues as you go along. Thank you.
We don't wait till February 22nd to call me. We'll talk before that.
How about tomorrow? Is tomorrow good?
Sure, sure.
Tomorrow, Tuesday.
Can't be too soon.
Tuesday tomorrow? You serious? You want to, well, meet tomorrow?
If you want, sure.
I can't meet in the morning, but I can meet later in the day, or ish. What's good for you?
Always mornings.
I have a class from 9 till 10.
We can talk about it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
18 days.
Clock's ticking. Okay, thank you all. And for tonight, mayor's comments, the only thing I wanted to tell you about is that you remember back in August, we passed a resolution for being a partner on the federal state Safe Streets and Roads for All, the SS4A grant. The county and the city of Ithaca won that grant. We got a grant. So the process, the next part of that step is, so it was $750,000. The local share of that is $120,000. I believe it's 120 or 150, I can't remember exactly. 150. Our portion as the village will be $6,190. That was what we agreed to. So at some point, we will be asked to pay that amount into this grant, but there's still some steps that have to be done by the city of Ithaca, since they are the lead within this grant proposal. They have to sign an agreement with the Federal Highway Association to start receiving the grant, and then the next step after that is that they will start looking for a consultant firm or person to help put the overarching grant, basically our program definition for what we want to do with our local and county roads and streets. They have to put that together, and then that will be proposed too. So the $750,000 is just to write the program for future Federal Highway Association grant monies to help us do all of the things we want to do. So somewhere within the next few weeks or month or so, we will have to pay the amount, $6,190 into this program. So I just wanted to let you know that we did win that. So I wouldn't be surprised, because it was very, we had a lot of municipalities with the county participating. Those are the types of things that the federal government likes to see, municipalities within a larger entity coming together to try to work on a grant. So I'm not surprised.
6,190?
Yes.
Yeah, 90, yes. So other than that, I have nothing else for tonight. Does Susan, you have anything?
No,
Pat,
nothing else.
Jody? Ally?
I'll be attending the planning board meetings for February and March, and I've been working with Lisa and Mike on the proposed solar law. So what happened was, about 6 years ago, I drafted a solar law based on the model law, and I tried to pare it down and simplify it because I wanted it to be an accessible law where people could easily apply for a permit. And then years passed, and now there's a new proposal based on the new model law that's like 17 pages. And it's hard for me to comment on it other than saying, I really wanted a pared down law. So those are gonna be the discussions that the planning board's having. And I mean, I guess it's gonna be a complicated law that they propose to us, but I don't know what else to say. So we are gonna get a solar law, hopefully by the end of these 2 months, and it will be based on the model law.
And the solar law addresses what scale of solar?
Every scale,
From residential up to?
from residential on the roof to residential in the yard to whether you can produce at your house more than your allowed amount, whether you can produce at your business more than the allowed amount, and then also straight up to, see New York State for anything over the New York State incorporated guidelines. It's just that it's a very cumbersome proposal.
Taking into consideration all the possible permutations of solar panels, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, my feeling was like, make it super simple for somebody who just wants to put it on their roof and they're not bothering anybody, and let them do whatever they want within, there's some fire code stuff. And the model law really goes into quite a bit of detail on a lot of aspects of it, which I'd rather not police, but also, that's what we're looking at.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure that the planning board will have good discussion about it.
It's really hard to, because there's like so many little decisions to make. So it's really hard to sort of just be like, okay, well, can we just do it a totally different way? Yeah. One of the discussions of interest is whether or not people can produce more than 100% of their house electricity, which I'm totally fine with. I don't care. It's on your house. I'm not talking about putting something in your yard that's bigger. I'm talking about just like what's on your roof. Like what if the technology like expands greatly so that you could make a little money off of your roof. Mike and Lisa wanted to just be limited to your home usage. But, so that's one of the things that will come through
Yeah,
in the proposal probably. It's just 100% and that's it.
okay. Well, we could look at down the road, if technology comes along and
That's true. I mean, and solar is changing every day.
we can change that, so
Yeah.
we'll start
Yeah.
and make the changes as we need to.
Important thing is to get a law that limits what people can do that is obstructive to their neighbor's sunlight or view, or isn't fully surrounded by trees.
I agree. Yeah.
That's the most important thing that the village needs.
Right now, yeah, I think that's true. But I agree with you, I would like to see solar panel this big driving the city. So if we can make one, let's do it.
Yeah. I
Until
think,
that, so, okay. Any other comments for tonight?
How does that impact? I just got an email. Did anyone else get it? NICOM, one of the webinars.
on what? On the law? Oh, really?
Solar arrays, I just looked
It's
at,
probably a presentation on what the current terms of the model law are.
that's probably.
Probably,
And that's
yeah.
coming up, I think,
Okay,
February, March.
yeah.
Maybe you
Anyway.
can share it with Carolyn?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
got an email?
Yes, and I just looked at it quickly.
Yeah, I watched one of those like 6 years ago.
Hey, look, I signed up,
Yeah,
just, it's an hour, once a month on a Thursday.
yeah, and they explain the difference in when the state law comes in and all that, and the wattage does change, actually.
If it's a valuable link, you might share it with the planning board. It could give them some information before the discussion.
What is it?
Oh, you might be talking about the Hancock Estabrook.
Yes.
Municipal camps. I don't think that one's about the model law, it's just about how solar arrays are being regulated in various municipalities, I think.
Well, that actually could be
Yeah.
informative.
Yeah.
Because,
My favorite way to write a law is to
Hancock-
find somebody whose law you like and to crib it.
Yeah. And that, I think it is March.
with that on G,
Okay, cool.
yeah, and I know that
And around
Maine
today to everybody.
Oh,
also
Was
has done a lot of the webinars.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to have a East Point webinar.
Oh, and Jody, I have a question for you. It's not so much of an issue for everybody, but at the meeting that we were having in the parks, about the parks, we were talking about painting potentially one of the NICEAG, I don't know what you want to call those little, those little houses that house electric equipment, and around town, some of them have been painted, which I guess you have to get permission from NICEAG to paint them. Would you have a contact, would be like,
John would, I would think.
you think?
John would be the one to have a contact.
Okay,
okay. He didn't mention,
he didn't seem to.
this may be the type of thing he's just never contacted anyone about, so.
I don't know who, like, I don't know.
All I know is I was on
General.
with NICEAG today about our bill, because they lost our check.
Oh, really?
And they just kept me in continuous holds.
So you're not a NICEAG fan. I was thinking that there would be a different branch of NICEAG than like who answers the phone about bills kind of thing, like who answers the phone about art.
Well, that's why I would think John would have it, because they're more of a one-on-one type.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him again.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. There may be a law, the state law against certain.
But there are some that are painted in town, like there's.
Yeah, they
Seems like
are
a-
traffic control boxes.
Oh.
May be different for utilities. I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Make it a community project, see if we can get some artists involved.
What about, is that NICEAG who keeps coming to us with, like, when they need variances for that thing on the Trip Hammer Mall, that little area? Is that NICEAG? Because then Mike Scott would have a contact. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, it was.
Cell tower,
Is it the cell tower? No, it's like.
transformer station,
Station.
transformer station.
Yeah, is that NICEAG? Because then Mike Scott would have a contact. Might ask him.
Yeah, he might have, I don't know if it would be the right one, but you just need a door to open, so you,
If it's just a person who knows a person who's not in billing, probably.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you, Carol. Is there anything else? And I will move that we adjourn at 8 o'clock.
Sorry I made the meeting so late with those comments. We
Oh.
got here.
Second, Susan seconds, all those in favor, say hi and bye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you all. It was a good meeting.
You're welcome.